Alright, YouTube, the video House of Air has been removed from YouTube. I was going to weigh in on this. If you don't know anything about it, don't ask me anything in the comments. Just wait until the end of the video and I'll probably have answered your question. Because I'm sure some people will be like, what the fuck are you talking about, Sticks? Well, I'll probably address your concerns in the context of the video. House of Air, uploaded by McLean, was a fake anthropological study, and I'm willing to use that in a literal sense. It was fake. It has nothing to do with anthropology. It was hardcore gay porn masquerading as an educational video with the idea that it contained symbolism. Yeah, it was like, oh, this dude wears a red cloth in his back pocket, signaling that he's, you know, interested in some sex act or something. That dude wears a blue cloth, something like that. I didn't exactly watch every second of it. I watched the first part and I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of informative. And then it degrades very quickly towards the middle of the video and becomes just hardcore gay porn. Now, I'll say this. Number one, I don't have any moral problem with it. Unlike a lot of people, most of the people that like had a problem with this video probably had a problem with it because they found it disgusting or they found it immoral. I don't. I've seen so many shock sites. I've seen people get beheaded by ISIS. I've seen people get blown up by cartels. I've seen people screwing each other in all sorts of torrid ways. This doesn't shock me. Trust me, it doesn't shock me in the fucking least. This is the weakest, disgusting material that you could dig out. Look up Blue Waffle and it's worse than House of Air or anything like Bowl Girl. Something like Bowl Girl's not even sexual. I can actually mention, I can encourage you, yeah, you should look up Bowl Girl. Then you'll see something that's truly fucking disgusting. It's the only video that ever made me puke a little bit in my mouth, let's just put it that way. But, and as for the moral side, I'm like, well, you know, I support gay rights. If people want to shit on each other or something as a sexual gratification, I don't care. I don't care about what they do in the bedroom. They just better not care about what I do in the bedroom, I suppose, and we're all good. And that's as far as it goes. Who fucking cares? But here's the thing. Here's what I was going to say twice before, but I never uploaded the videos because I'm like, why am I even bothering? It's going to get taken down eventually. By hook or by crook, it's going to get mass flagged to the point where it gets taken down. There's nothing that the uploader or YouTube can do to shield it. It'll get removed. I can respond to it then when the din has died down. And that's what I'm doing now. I figured it would be. And I think I was right, apparently. But here's what I think. YouTube needs to apply its terms of service evenly. I don't care what those terms of service are. As far as YouTube getting less censored, it's a good thing. YouTube years and years ago was you couldn't have a video of people kissing. You couldn't even show like a single gram of marijuana. You'd get flagged down, probably have the cops sent to your door. Now, of course, it's legal in some states, so it's a different story. You couldn't talk about psychedelics safely. Somebody might flag you down. If someone was in like a bra and panties, which, I mean, they're not showing any fucking thing more than if they're on the beach in a swimsuit, but that'd get flagged down. Anything about lesbians, that'd get flagged down. Even artful nude sort of stuff like, you know, 500-year-old statue with its boobs out, that'd get you flagged down. All sorts of stuff that nobody has a problem with now, half a decade ago was a big deal on YouTube. We're talking like 2011 through 2013 or so. It was more moralistic, and before that, fucking forget it. You get flagged down for a grindcore title back in 2009 or something like that. I did. My first channel was hit. Somebody flagged down one of my grindcore videos at the time. It showed absolutely nothing. It was literally just the album cover and the title, and it got flagged down at the time by a bunch of Christian moral crusaders who had a problem with the content. The music was just gurgling sounds. It didn't even have any lyrics. I didn't even know what the fucking lyrics was. Some intestinal disgorge song. They had a huge problem with it. Decided to flag it down. Back then I had 400 subscribers, and that was a lot back in 2008. Back in 2008, if you had 400 subscribers, you'd think you had 40,000 today or something like that. It was totally different. YouTube was a young site, a much smaller site with much lower fidelity in every possible way. And it was independent. It wasn't owned by Google yet. Totally different. As far as the censorship side, I am against all forms of censorship, including on sexual material, and I don't have a problem with relaxing the TOS. But if they're going to do that, apply it evenly. If I made a video of myself fingering a straight woman, and billed it as a study of sexual symbolism and mating habits, do you not think YouTube would allow it to be flagged down and remove it and strike my channel in the process? Of course they would. Of course they would. It wouldn't matter if a university, a legit university that has a partnership enabled, ad enabled, everything else enabled YouTube channel uploaded something similar. They say, oh, Sex Ed 101. It'd still get flagged down. So why would this be any different? YouTube shielded this for a week. Now I've got a suggestion for YouTube. I don't care. I don't think that most people out there, certainly people who are from the internet generation, which were most of the people probably flagging this video, trust me, considering where many of the flags were coming from, it's not that anyone cares about morality. We care about fairness. We're tired of seeing straight sexuality. You put anything like that on YouTube, it gets flagged down. Gay sexuality, nobody cares. Shit on each other so much as you want. This video depicts a slightly creepy looking dude staring at the camera towards the end and getting Santorum shit out on his head. Literally like anal slime, like lube and poo and so forth. Now, I would assume that this would be breaching, under any understanding of it, YouTube's ban on graphic sexual activity and possibly disgusting content, depending on, I suppose, what sort of fucking stuff you're into. But YouTube decided to shield it. Now, what if this had been a straight woman shitting on some dude's head? Oh, that would have gotten taken down in an instant. And there's the problem. That's the only problem I have with this. I don't care if you completely enable users. I don't care if you strike out all the TOS. I don't care if the only ban is on things that are illegal. Like, you know, illicit pornography, or, hey, here I am injecting somebody with an AIDS needle or something like that. That's kind of obvious. If you took away all prohibition on gang violence, graphic sexual activity, everything else, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even notice. And I've seen some weird shit on YouTube. There are videos of people like shooting heroin into their necks on YouTube. Hasn't been flagged down. You can look it up. You don't believe me? I'll put a fucking link in the description if you don't believe me. It's actually there. And it never gets taken down. And yet stuff that is not particularly edgy, that's just, you know, moderately politically incorrect, gets gone after by a bunch of brigading idiots and gets taken down. That's my problem. I don't care if there's pornography on YouTube. It doesn't bother me. I mean, YouTube is not RedTube, it's not any of these other sites, but at the same time, it's like, aren't we all adults here? Haven't we evolved past this? YouTube is years and years, it's a decade old. It's more than a decade, it's almost a decade and a half old at this point. Are we really still having this fucking conversation over what does and does not constitute acceptable material for a bunch of adults to imbibe? I don't care, but apply the TOS evenly. If you're going to have House of Air on there and show gay dudes fisting each other, then have videos that have straight people fisting each other and don't say fucking shit about it. You shouldn't care. It's the same exact thing, unless you're, of course, saying, and I suppose this probably isn't what Google's saying, that there's a difference between gay and straight people. I would assume that's probably not the message that they want to make. It's as simple as that. It's a fair application of TOS. That's all you need. That's literally all. You've got graphic gay activity, either take it down or leave it. Straight graphic activity, same thing. Drug use. It's like they say, oh, well, we're going to kind of take a hands-off on marijuana. Well, what about all the other drugs? You know, what about psychedelics? There are some parts of the world where nobody cares. If you go to Papua New Guinea, nobody cares if you take LSD there. Nobody cares if you shoot heroin. There's no law and order. Nobody cares. So which is it? Is it all going to be allowed? Is taking mind-altering substances okay, or is it not okay? What if someone's drinking a beer? You know, is there a difference between somebody getting totally wasted and hammered and puking all over themselves and having a Budweiser? Is that different? What about youth fighting and bullying and stuff like that? There are all sorts of videos on YouTube of youths fighting. There's gang violence all over YouTube. It's all there. There's more graphic content on YouTube today than there was on like Rotten or Ogrish half a decade ago. And people don't even half the time realize it. It's not that difficult to comprehend. We are adults. Most of the people using YouTube are over 18. Most people on YouTube are not under 18. I would think that this material would be okay. And I don't have a problem with House of Air. I have a problem only with the fact that they sat there and shielded it and pretended it was A-okay, despite the fact that it's not an anthropological study. It's not educational. Stop trying to fucking fool people that know better. Has nothing to do with education. Bill it as what it is. Say, hey, yeah, I'm gay and I want to put gay stuff on YouTube and I think it shouldn't be a problem. If you want to reform the way YouTube allows uploads of such content, just say, hey, it's gay stuff. I'm a gay activist. We should be able to put this on YouTube. Here's the reasons why. Sign a petition. You know, petition YouTube. Something like that. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter. I put stuff on YouTube that a decade ago would have gotten you banned. Absolutely. Most of my political content would not have been allowed on YouTube a decade ago. Totally different TOS. Different site owner. Different TOS. Totally different stringency under the TOS. Back then, people flagged down some of my entheogenic videos years and years ago, and although they weren't taken down, I ended up taking them down myself. They weren't taken down by YouTube by force. I didn't get, like, strikes on my account, but they did get set to 18+. Now, nobody cares. All I'm doing is discussing the topic. I'm not even using drugs. You can find videos of people using drugs on YouTube from partnered channels. Not even just, oh, some random uploader, some crackhead decided to smoke a pipe on camera. No, I'm talking people that are partnered. Like, there's some channel, I think it's based in Belgium or the Netherlands or some shit. And it's this trio of like young, sort of millennial era people from this country. All they do is do drugs. That's all they do. They bill it as educational. They bill it as scientific. They say, oh, here's how to do harm reduction and this and that. I wish that YouTube's TOS had been so lax back in the day. I'd be 1,000 times ahead of them if that were the case, because I use those substances. I had videos on them. Some of them had 6-figure totals as far as the view count, and that was back then. That was back more than half a decade ago, back when that was real fucking difficult to achieve. Oh man, I'd have 1 million subscribers by now. But they decided to change the rules. In the interim period, I didn't bother to re-upload them. I was so fucking paranoid because people had flagged them before. So I don't care about House of Air being there. It's not like it bothers me. It's not, I mean, it doesn't turn me on, but it's not like I sit there and puke all over myself or something, but YouTube's allowing it to be there while suppressing, like, straight sexual material. And I just don't fucking understand it. What's the goddamn point? You're alienating parts of your user base. It's not like the so-called, you'd love to call them alt-right or traditionalist or something. Like alienating tens of millions of people in the US audience is a good idea, along with tens of millions of Europeans. There are going to be people who won't let their kids use YouTube now because they got wind that this sort of material was actually there. They've actually seen it, maybe in some cases. You're probably going to get some strongly worded letters. But I can guarantee you why this got taken down. YouTube didn't want to take it down, obviously, or they wouldn't have shielded it in the first place. No, they took it down because so many people flagged it. There's a big difference between, oh yeah, a couple people flagged this video, we'll set it to 18+ because there's some concerns. And, oh, 100,000 people flagged it. Maybe we should rethink whether this is worth the $10 in ad revenue that we got on it yesterday. That's ultimately what it boils down to. YouTube is a money-making endeavor. It's a company. It's a subsidiary of Google. They think with their wallets. Well, then no fucking shit they're going to take it down if 100,000 people deem it inappropriate and flag it. I don't believe in censorship at all. But I do believe in fair application of the terms of service by private companies that happen to be engaged in any form of commerce on the internet, including the commerce of ideas that you find on YouTube. Not moralism. It's just matter-of-fact stuff. Pure pragmatism. Apply them evenly, and you don't have this problem. Nobody's gonna goddamn care. So yeah, that's about all. Peace out.